Good. Okay, we'll go ahead and bring the Board of Works meeting to order. We both given a chance to review the minutes from the previous meeting held on March 17th.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to accept the minutes as emailed.
Second.
Motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, we have a public hearing during the council meeting at 7 o'clock tonight, and there's a really short Board of Works. So we are going to finish the Board of Works, and we will be taking a break, kind of like the old council meetings, where probably about 6:45 or 6:50 we'll start up, instead of starting the live stream and sitting here staring at each other. So we're going to go ahead and get these items taken care of, and then we'll take a break. It's going to be more than 10 minutes, Jim, tonight. Okay. We have a quote. Matt, we have a quote from Tawa for the grinding of large stumps and logs. I believe this is the stuff that came from under the bridge from the river.
Thank you, Matt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I made copies. Yeah, I think so.
No, the Jackson Street Bridge the county takes care of. This one is NDOT.
The Matlin Bridge.
Yep.
Yeah, so we have.
I think you gotta hold it down for a second.
So yeah, this quote is for logs and stuff that we've gotten from under the bridge. And I don't think we did it last year. It seems like we've done it the last every 2 years. So this quote is for to grind up the logs that are shoved in the compost site. And Tawa is who the county has come in and do the brush. So at that point, they do this service where they'll cut up the logs and then put it in the mulch and then grind it up. So yeah, that's the quote. That's what the quote is for. I don't know if you want Dan to talk about the rest of that part, or you want to leave that out.
No, I think Matt and I are gonna meet with NDOT because so it's an NDOT bid to clean out under the bridge, and I think we've always just given them permission just to throw it over in the brush pile over there. But we end up paying to grind this. And I think we need to meet with NDOT and find out, are they paying contractors to transport these logs, and it's just a part of their contract, and maybe we're just being
Overly nice.
yes, overly nice. So we're gonna find out. We're gonna reach out to NDOT to find out if
That's I said something to Dan and Aaron about. I don't know if there was ever an agreement made through the
Right.
city about this or how that worked, but I feel like we're getting kind of
a bad deal.
We're paying the bill.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So we're gonna reach out to NDOT and find out. But for this one, we need to get rid of the stuff that's over there.
Yeah, so at this point we're
Full.
full.
Yeah.
Right now.
And this is who Solid Waste District uses,
This
brings
is
in
who-
for all the brush
So
removal.
they do Decatur, Burn, Monroe. That's who. This is who they hire to do all their brush. And then they also offer this other thing where they come in with like a spiral thing and it chews up all the logs, and then they throw that on there, and then it can go through their crusher.
Okay.
But this is what takes all the brush over in that pile and turns it into the mulch that
Yes.
the city makes available for everybody
Yes.
to come
Right.
and utilize.
But right now, this contract is just for getting rid of the big logs,
So the
Okay.
county only pays for
We-
the mulch or for the brush,
the brush.
and we get stuck with all the logs,
Okay. Okay.
which is coming from under the bridge, which.
Right. So we just need to. Are we making this matter of record or accepting this contract?
We'll need to, yes,
To-
approve and
Approve and
authorization to sign.
Yes,
Okay.
because they are on site now, but they are doing the brush first until they hear back if
That we're taking this.
that
Okay.
we can do this or not.
So moved.
Second.
Okay. We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Same sign. Okay. Thanks, Matt. Next we have a code enforcement. Looks like 512 Short Street. Looks like Brad's in charge of this.
We visited this one a few times. So this actually started into December. December 29th, we were there, noticed accumulation of rubbish. This was a complaint filed through C-Click Fix. So December 30th, we gave them a nice Christmas present, and they got an order to abate, delivered by Decatur Police Department at 9:20 a.m. Went back January 13th, we did notice some progress. So typically, as long as they're moving ahead, we'll allow some more time. So we basically granted 2 weeks for further improvement. Then that put us into the snowy season. So we went back the end of January. The yard's covered in snow. The 2 pictures that are there, you can see the little plastic pool that's obviously not being used for swimming. You can see the 2-wheel cart that's sitting there. But the rest of the yard's pretty hard to tell. We gave them the benefit of the doubt and thought, you know what, we'll give them a month, go back once the snow melts, warms up a little bit, and see what they've got. So went back on February 27th. You could see a little bit of progress, but nothing like obvious. Pool's still there, the cart's still there, there's bikes in the yard, there's buckets laying around, tire back there. There just wasn't enough progress to justify allowing more time. So final notice was issued on March 5th. That was delivered by Decatur PD on March 9th at 9:10 a.m. We followed back up March 19th. It looks unchanged. So notice to appear before the Board of Works was issued on the 19th. Hearing date was set for tonight. That was delivered by Decatur PD at 10:30 a.m. on 3/23 of 26. Then that brings us to today. So the pictures at the bottom look very much unchanged. The pool's still out there. They've added a wheelbarrow. There's some more buckets. The bikes are leaned up against the house but not put away. Really, the only improvement we saw is the 2-wheel cart is no longer visible. So what's standard at this point, with all the letters we've sent and everything that's gone to that property owner to notify him, we've got no response. So typically we have Ian send a letter allowing 10 days to respond to us and tell us what the plans are before we start to issue fines.
When's the heavy trash down there, Matt? Today. That doesn't work. Okay,
Yeah, they've had over 3 full months.
and no one's here to represent?
Brad,
Yes.
we don't, if I'm not mistaken, we don't have the contact information for that
We
owner.
don't have a phone number anymore now.
Everything's going to the house. There's no way for us to contact, everything you look at the property card goes to the house. Taxes go to the house.
Okay.
No response from anybody.
No response from anybody.
Title search comes up as this name, this address, nothing else.
So we don't know if it's a rental or that's,
Exactly.
okay.
Yeah, we assume somebody's living there.
I'd make a motion that we move forward.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, 10 days, and Ian will get a note. Send out?
Get you copies of everything.
I've got, Brad, I've got,
Do you want the abatement orders and stuff as well?
I can, just because I usually make copies and send those along with the,
I'll get some copies printed off for you quick.
thank you.
Okay, and that's it. The other item that was on the Board of Works, we're not gonna talk about tonight, so, anything from the Board of Works members? Anyone from back in department heads need anything for the Board of Works yet? Okay,
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
motion and a second to adjourn, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay.
Did you get a number, Dan, for the chamber dinner?
No, I told them all today.
Let me know tomorrow, would you?
I said, let me know.